Religion as core of the curriculum. Technically speaking, when we talk of religion as core of the curriculum, religion here will refer to the religion courses or the Christian living courses or whatever title this particular course may have in the different school systems. And when we say that is the core, which means that the whole philosophical, theological framework of Christian living or religion as a particular course or subject in the curriculum of the school will be this wellspring of the different courses, the curricular and co-curricular programs of the school. And this would also refer to the value systems that are being promoted by the school, the orientations, the attitudes that we hope that the students would acquire from the different courses, and even the cognitive content of the different programs, of the different courses, must somehow embody the essentials of our faith. Religion as core of the curriculum, therefore, requires a great deal of study, a great deal of integration in terms of values for all the different courses that the school provides. But in a more pastoral sense, in that sense, a more enlarged perspective, religion as core of the curriculum should be able to comprehend the following. One, it must embody the vision and mission of the school, which would be also reflective of the vision and mission of the church in the world today. Because the school system is part of the ministry of the church. And this ministry is being shared to the different congregations and religious communities, which we would say would also have their own particular charism or take on the vision and mission of the church. Therefore, you would also consider the vision and mission of the universal church, the local church, the different congregations. Now, vision and mission is important because it links us to the environment where people live. The vision and mission of the church and the school is not something just conceptual, handed on from generation to generation. It must take into account the particular context and particular periods of history, not only of the congregation but of the local church. That is why it's important to look at the school within the context of the present times, the challenges, the demands of the signs of the times. And aside from that, it has to also look into the question of the different aspects of living out our faith. That faith is not only understanding it, according to Saint Anselm, a faith that seeks understanding, and the faith that seeks understanding would include what we call the living out of the faith, the experiencing the faith. We need to experience the faith. From our experience, we try to understand, to have a conceptual comprehension of what is our faith all about. So knowledge of the faith is important. And then from the knowledge of the faith, we go to the sharing of the faith. That is why in some schools in MAPSA, early on in the 90s and the beginning of this millennium, we're talking of the Center for Integral Evangelization as the body that would implement religion as the core of the curriculum. Because it's not only the knowledge of the faith that we are engaged in now, we are also taking into account the experiencing the faith. That's why we have to look into the campus ministry programs and see how our young people, our students today, are able to experience the faith at the different stages of their growth, and considering the different contexts of their schools. And also here we look also take into account also the question of the sharing the faith. This is the outreach program, the social involvement of our young people, the involvement in the parishes. And aside from this, the Center for Integral Evangelization that will see to it that the full implementation of religion as the core of the curriculum will have to take into account also the question of the subjects of evangelization, namely not only the students and the faculty members or the administration of the school. You also have to look into the question of the students, of the parents, and the bigger church, the community. All these things have to be factored in. The agents of evangelization are not just the teachers, although they're the primary factors, but you have to consider also the participation of the local church and the local communities, the whole gamut of people involved in the process of evangelization. Also, the integral Center for Integral Evangelization would take into account the formation in faith, considering the social, political, economic, and spiritual and cultural aspects of human life. When you talk of evangelization, it's not just knowledge of the faith, it's not just faith dimension, but it must also take into account the other aspects of being human. So the school itself must be evangelized. That is why the concept of basic ecclesial communities comes in as the way to achieve integral evangelization. All the aspects of our life, all the different subjects and targets of evangelization are involved. And then the three functions of experiencing the faith, knowing the faith, and sharing the faith will be part of that dimension. So this is more or less the conceptual framework of the religion as core of the curriculum. It is something that is not just bookish or something academic, but it's got to really touch base with the mission of the church in the world today. And I thank MAPSA for looking to this dimension. And I pray that the school system could serve as an agent of evangelization in the world today. Thank you.